Happy friggin' Saturday, everybody. I almost said Wednesday, but I didn't, because from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's Saturday, baby. 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's the time that I get right. And I am super excited to be in here with each and every one of you. Thank you to those of you who are already here. And to those of you who are watching later, welcome in as well. If you're watching after the live stream, make sure to smack that like button and let us know anyways, what was your carry of the day? Let us know. And if you are here right now, pop it in the chat. We're going to check out the members only Discord. We're going to get some pocket checks going. We're going to talk about stuff that's as good as I can give you. I have no idea. These live streams are not scripted. They're not planned out. I stopped trying to do that a long time ago because I learned that's a really good way to go off the rails. You just never know. And that's the fun of it. I enjoy coming in here and chopping it up with you guys and seeing what everyone's been up to and answering random questions. And if you've been here before, you know that I click on everything. And sometimes the conversations going on in the live chat are very interesting conversations indeed. I've been busy. As you can tell, I need to shave. Got a little bit of that afternoon, morning shadow, the 5 o'clock shadow. It's not something I'm proud of. I'm not trying. I just need time to shave. Anyways, let's go ahead and say hi to some people in the chat. Starting off with, of course, my man Marco. Marco camped out overnight in his minivan with a sleeping bag to make sure that he could be the first person in the chat. What's up, Marco? I'm just kidding. I have no idea what Marco drives. Regardless, thanks for being a channel member, man. Thanks for being the first person in the chat. Shout out to Ground Fog, another channel member in the house. We got Night Rare in the house. Says, ready for some humor and tomfoolery. That's my favorite kind of Tom. The foolery kind. What's up, man? Shout out to Bluetooth Blades, another channel member. Ohio Lefty Knife Guy in the house. Wicked Dream Design says 64 more minutes. What the shit's... You know what it is? It's probably the whole daylight savings time thing going on. That's the only thing I can think of. Really, it's the only thing I can think of. Because it's 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I don't know why I would say, I don't know why I would say another 64 minutes. It is what it is. What's up, the Pawns? Good to see you. He says, this is Sparta.
This is Sparta.
Indeed. Give the like button some love. Let YouTube know that we're here. Let the good people of YouTube know that we're live. Let's see. He says all things sharp and shiny. He knows. He got the sticker pack. And guys, update on the sticker pack. They're all sent. I reached out to those who had said, yes, I want one, but hadn't given me an address. They reached out and gave me an address. If that was one of you, I'm sorry I didn't respond to your emails. I've been busy. Everything has been sent. They've all been sent. And I just need to actually release my video, my members only video, actually showing the sticker pack so that you know what you're getting. But I digress. Maybe I'll do that after the live stream tonight. It says, wake up, guys. It's about time. It's very close. Very close indeed. Shout out to Addicted to Blades, Jim Miller, Marco, Ian Coates, followed closely by Top Dog. Hey, 2 channel mods in the house. What's up, fellas? Good to see you both. Nick Travellini, another channel member. I'm whizzing through these as quickly as I can. Jim Miller says YouTube just went totally tits up. I had to restart everything. Well, I mean, I think the live stream is going on. Maybe we're in our own little pocket dimension. Hopefully nothing breaks. I'm so glad that era of my live streams just randomly shutting off is gone, because that was something that was really annoying to deal with. Truthfully. All right. Hey, shout out to Mad Yako. What's good, man? He says, what's all this then? You know, our regularly scheduled tomfoolery. Laid off Pete, good to see you as well. Mark Park's in the house. Ian says, just fooling, good to see you. There I go, reading random chats again. I'll continue to do that. Hey, shout out to High Tide EDC. What's up, man? Good to see you as well. We're scrolling and we're rolling. Scrolling and we're rolling. All right. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. Rolf Robertson. Wow, I can't talk. Rolf Robertson, welcome in, man. Good to see you as well. Sterling Stutes, how's it going? All right. The chat might jump, and if it does, I'm just going to let it. Shout out to Rainy. Good to see you, Rainy. Rebel Rouser, Crazy Roach. Ron Dobbins, what's good? Fred the Lug in the house as well. Todd Carr. We got Ron Crow. All right, and I think the chat is actually caught up now. Great. Oh, man. I hate missing people in the chat. I hate missing pocket checks in the members only Discord. I hate missing things. But it's you know, sometimes I wonder if I have a little bit of the ADHD. I don't self-diagnose, but I have to wonder, you know. Being from the 90s, you know, that was a time when if you went to the school nurse, they would say, absolutely, give that man Ritalin. So I just never went. Be that as it may. It's been cool. Recently got this guy in. A little bit of knife talk for you. And I think I showed this in the last live stream. This is the new Quiet Carry 9 in the Sea Swirl carbon fiber. I've already done a video on it, but not on this specific variant. So I'm excited to do that as soon as I figure out how to do that, because I've already reviewed the Quiet Carry 9 last year. It was my knife of the year, and then I was an idiot and I sold it, and now it's back, thankfully. So I've got to figure out how I want to do that, because I don't want to just do another review of the same knife I've already reviewed. That's boring. I got to figure out something more entertaining. So that's kind of been my focus. And when I figure that out, there will be a video on this specific one coming out. Also in my pocket today, another amazing EDC carry. This is, of course, the TRM Neutron 2 Lizard Skin Titanium with the black DLC blade. And yes, that is in fact DLC. Slowly but surely, I'm educating the good people out there that there is no such thing as true DLC. It's either DLC coating or it's not. And there seems to be a lot of misinformation out there about it needs to look a certain way. Did anyone know that DLC coating can be applied like 3 or 4 different ways? It's DLC coating in each and every single way that it's applied, but depending upon how it's applied, it just looks different. I had half an episode of Steel Snobs planned out talking specifically about DLC coating before I realized that's boring. Nobody wants to watch that. Or at least I don't think they do. Let me know in the chat if that's actually something that you would like to watch. A video all about diamond-like carbon. Yeah. But now you guys know. It's not about whether or not you can see the metal finish beneath it. It's whether or not they use the DLC material when it's applied. The specific diamond-like carbon material. And depending upon how it's applied, it looks different. So, if you didn't know, now you know. Consider yourself educated.
This is Sparta!
Anyways, this is one of my favorite knives released this year. And when I say released this year, I mean like the Neutron 2 it's such a good knife. And it's an EDC knife. You know, it's not an Umnumzon, it's not a Sebenza. It's an EDC size knife. And the manufacturing and the engineering behind this knife is impressive for the price tag. In much the same way that the manufacturing and the price tag on this guy is impressive for the price tag. All right, and I got to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, I did. What up, Bluetooth Blades? Thank you for being a channel member for 6 months, brother. For 6 months.
Are you not entertained?
I appreciate it. He says stickers for days. This is just the first launch, the first pack. And you know, it's not a huge pack, but I did something special. I included the certificate of authenticity. The certificate of authenticity. Nobody does that. Nobody. No other channels do that. I mean, if they start doing it, then at least you'll know where that idea came from. But it's cool because it's serialized and it's got a unlimited invite QR code. You want to bring your buddy into the members only Discord? Oh, he's not a channel member. Guess what? Because you're part of the first 40 to get an exclusive sticker pack, you can have him scan your COA and you can invite him in. I've given you the power. The first 40 have the power to bring people into the Discord. But know that you bring somebody in and they're not cool, that's on you. I don't police that. I try not to police the Discord. I really try not to. I manage people for my day job. This is not my day job. Don't make me police the Discord, please. All right. Ian says Rollshambo Neutron 2 or small Sebenza 21. Ian's trying to get me shot in the live stream. Because here's the thing. If I were to tell you that the small Sebenza 21 is an amazing knife for its time, and the fact that I have one from many years ago is a testament to how well made it is. However, that the engineering behind this is actually more impressive, people would come at me with pitchforks. They would come at me with their pitchforks and they would burn me in the comment section. They'd say Rollshambo has no idea what he's talking about. How dare you say anything about Chris Reeve? But I digress. It depends on what we're talking about here. They're both what I would consider to be an EDC size, right? So the Neutron 2 has a couple things going for it that you will not find on the small Sebenza 21. The small Sebenza 21 has at least one thing going for it that the Neutron 2 does not. Now, for regular EDC tasks, when I say EDC tasks, I mean your regular cutting stuff, right? You're slicing through cardboard, you're opening bags of plastic, or, you know, cutting up fruit, or, you know, everyday stuff. This is a liner lock, and it's solid liner lock. It's not going to let you down for those EDC tasks. The cutting geometry on the Neutron 2 is superior. That's not debatable. That's not an opinion. That's just a fact. The cutting geometry on the Neutron 2 is just slicier. Also, the Neutron 2, at least this one, is in 20 CV. The small Sebenza 21 is not. It's S35 VN. So we have in this an updated, upgraded, more modern folder for EDC tasks. So if I were to look at them like they both came out today, and that I wasn't giving brownie points to Chris Reeve because we all love CRK knives, I would just, I would have to call a spade a spade. Ultimately, this is more impressive. Contoured, 3D milled, textured titanium handle scales, yeah, for your EDC tasks. As a collector, though, because I am not just an enthusiast, I'm also a collector, the Neutron 2 does not have the cachet of the small Sebenza 21. It doesn't have the history. It doesn't have the story behind it. It also doesn't have the lock strength, and it's not been tried and tested for the last 15, 20 years. So if you want a knife that's going to span the test of time, Chris Reeve will give that to you. It's been proven, it's been tested. There's like their titanium milling isn't the most impressive thing, but you know what you get with a Chris Reeve knife. You get a knife that comes with a lot of history. You get something that is guaranteed to be well made, that is going to be perfect by their standards, which for anybody is going to be good enough. So if I were to just look at them as two different knives, then yeah, I would say that this one is better because we've got a whole lot of technology and design work that has been improved in that time frame. But we can't do that. We're not in a vacuum. I love both those knives. I love both the small Sebenza 21, and I also love this guy right here. So I don't necessarily feel like it's a fair comparison, but if we have to, I would say that this is more comfortable. It's more updated. The heat treat on the steel is better. The milling on the handle scales is more impressive. If I want something that I know is going to hold up to a bit more abuse than a regular EDC type cutting, then yeah, I'd take the Sebenza. But for all the other things, EDC wise, this is a more impressive piece, and I'm going to stand by that 100%. I love my small Sebenza 21, and if you made me pick one, Ian, if you made me pick one and said, you know what, Rolls, your house is on fire, your pocket only has real estate for one more. Is it going to be the Neutron 2 or the small Sebenza 21? I would take the small Sebenza 21 because they don't make it anymore. Granted, I've only ever seen one release of this with the DLC blade and the black backstrap. So yeah, I mean, I would take the small Sebenza 21 at that point. All right. Next question. Crazy Roach says facts. Guys, I just went off the rails there. That's my bad. Ian knows how to press my buttons. That's why I made him a channel mod. Mikey Trails, what's up? He says, yo, Rollshambo, the North Mountain Blade Evolution landed the other day, and I love how unique it is. Thanks for the recommendation. Oh, dude, it's so cool. I'm a big fan. Big fan of this. What really surprised me on the Evolution was how good the cutting geometry is. And also, I love the fact that it's not just beautiful, but they actually did a hardness test on this blade specifically. A sub $100 blade comes with a hardness certificate. Not like, oh, we just, we tested the batch and, this is what the range is. No, they tested this specific one. You could see the dimples on this bad boy. You could see the dimples on the SLD Magic. Like, it's such a cool knife. Such a cool knife. It's an updated historical piece. And you know what I'm really excited for is I talked to them and I bothered them. Their responses were getting kind of short with me. I was like, so you're going to make a locking version, right? 2 days later, still planning on making that locking version? Yes, they are going to be making a locking version of the Evolution. And not only is it going to be a locking version, but also they're going to make it a little bit bigger, which is perfect. So I'm going to be watching North Mountain Blades like a hawk, like Falcon, ready to pounce, because when they make the locking version that's a little ever so much bigger, I'll be on it. Love it. Hey, what's up, NFK20? Good to see you. All right, hold on, guys. Ian says, Roll believes flat grind is superior to hollow grind. No, I just believe that thinner is slicier and it holds an edge better. And it does. Like, that's not me. That's just the facts. The thinner it is behind the edge, the slicier it's going to be. The longer that edge retention is going to be in place, the better the heat treat, which, I mean, if you think that we haven't seen advances in how knife makers and knife companies have advanced from even like 2015, 10 years ago to today, it's insane. The market and the industry is shifting in a good way. But S35 VN 10 years ago is definitely not heat treated as good as it is today. And that's just S35 versus S35. Our processes have gotten better. We've started doing cryo treats more frequently. More companies are picking that up. You know, people leave comments like, oh, well, you know, like at least Chinese knives have, you know, a crappy, cheesy heat treat. And then you have Chinese companies like Kubi who do a cryo treat on everything. And their Rockwell hardness is perfect. And some American companies are just like, what? Who has my beer? I don't know. The industry has come a long ways. So again, just in a nutshell, my Sebenza 21 or my Neutron 2, which one is going to cut better? Which one was heat treated better? Like, I could do the cut test. It would be depressing. I would estimate. And that's even with putting I put a slicey 17 degree edge on the small Sebenza 21 that I have. And that thing is a lightsaber. But dollars to donuts, there's no way it's going to outcut my Neutron 2. Maybe I just need to get a few thousand feet of cardboard and do that test. Maybe that would make a good video. 10 years later, is a Neutron 2 going to outcut a small Sebenza 21? It wouldn't be a good test because it's not a factory edge on that small Sebenza 21, but it is on the Neutron 2. I might have to do that anyways, though. Crazy Roach says everything is going to be better now because the knife world has come so much further. That's exactly what I was saying. Bluetooth Blade says TRM did make a hollow ground, I think. They did. So they have a Mike Irie hand ground version of this. So they have a Mike Irie custom hand ground version. Here's the thing, though. I've heard some varying reports from different people that some of the Mike Irie blades were not actually like QC'd that well, where some were uneven grinds. And I get it. You know, you hand Mike Irie, a couple hundred blades and say, grind all of these. The man is a legend, but he's not going to be perfect. But it's up to TRM at that point to go through them all and be like, okay, we understand Mike is a human being. QC these blades. But it sounds like a few of them snuck through. So that's kind of disheartening to hear. But if you really want a hollow ground, get one of the custom Mike Irie ground Neutrons. They do them all the time. Or at least I've seen several releases. For me, guys, like this right here is easily one of the best American-made EDC knives, under $500, and I'll stand by that. I'll die on that hill. I will plant my flag on that molehill, and I will scream it to the mountaintops, because I've handled a bunch of knives by now, and I know what I know. And that's my opinion. Lone Star says they both sound like tactical fingernail cleaners. Cold steel is the way. Where's Lynn Thompson? Get Lynn in here. What's your carry today, Lone Star? It better be a cold steel. You carrying the Recon 1? What's in your pockets, bud? Let me know. Miranda says, Chris Reeve and regrind it thin. I think that they didn't make it super thin on purpose, though. Because the Sebenza, for example, is supposed to be a knife that is perfect in all scenarios, which is hard. To make a jack of all trades, you can't specialize in anything. The Neutron 2 is not a jack of all trades. It's not. This is a slicey EDC knife. The Sebenza was meant for harder labor. It was supposed to be something that, the working man who saved up his money to get a tool that would last him the rest of his life could take to the job site, beat up, and absolutely abuse it, and it could take that abuse. So you have to consider that the Chris Reeve Sebenza lineup and most of their knives are built to handle a certain amount of abuse for regular cutting tasks. We're not talking about best damn EDC. We're not batoning with these things. That's not a regular cutting task. So you have to consider the toughness factor that you get from the build with Chris Reeve knives. So if you regrind it thin in an effort to make it compete with something more like this, I would actually argue that you're kind of taking away from the spirit of the knife, because it was meant to be a bit more robust. You know, a sharp knife is a sharp knife. If you have to resharpen it, you have to resharpen it. This will cut longer than a factory Sebenza. That like, if I have to prove it, I will prove it. I don't want to do that, but I will if I have to. Snot Reg says the Sebenza will get you laid. The Neutron 2 might get you a grinder date. Hot damn! I've got a date. Just kidding. I'm married. No dates for me. All right. I'm gonna skip down because I know that all of these comments are gonna be based on my rant, so I know that I'm gonna miss stuff. Hey, shout out to Chef Rocky. What's good, Rocky? Welcome in, man. Absolutely good to see you. Hey, Mick Ranger says, hey, Rollshambo and all my knife nerds. Dude, good to see you. Welcome in. Ed B says, pulling the strings. I gotta scroll up. Ian says, Roll is my puppet and I actually own this channel. Get your hand out of there. Oh, that's awful. Ian says, I got Roll in the palm of my hand tonight, lads. I knew I shouldn't have bid on that comment. I knew it, but it was too juicy not to. Okay. I've actually been thinking about this a lot recently. I've been thinking about it a lot because I love my Chris Reeve knives. I absolutely love the Umnumzon. I love the small Sebenza 21, but I can't help but think, I can't help but make the comparison, because there's some things about Chris Reeve knives that I absolutely love. And then there's other parts that I think like they just haven't updated because they haven't needed to. Like, you have to give them props. They've updated their heat treat processes. They've gotten with it and you know, changed blade steels. They're making sure to hit certain Rockwell hardness metrics because the community cares, but also because they care. But there's certain design things that I have to address. Slab style handle scales will never, and I mean this, slab style handle scales will never be as comfortable as contoured handle scales. And the only reason why American companies don't do more contoured milling on their handle scales is because the machinery that you need to do that contoured milling is super expensive. That's why when you get a Koenig Arius, which is contoured milling, it's $700, $800, $1,000+ It's not cheap to do contoured titanium milling, which is one of the reasons why something like this Neutron 2 with the contoured titanium handle scales is so impressive. For an American company to come out with that under the $500 price point, and people are saying that it's overpriced at $400, get out of here, get out of town. Educate yourself. That's all I can say to people who don't understand why $400 is not expensive for this knife given how it was manufactured. Throw in the 3D titanium milling. Maybe I need to do another video on this. Neil McKenzie, channel member for 10 months. Thank you. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate all the support, man. Mad Yako says, I want that Bulldog, man. I like the Bulldog. It's a great rugged knife. I'm waiting for them to come out with contoured titanium lizard skin handle scales. And when they do, I will buy those handle scales in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. If we're talking about the TRM Bulldog, we might be talking about the Kaiser Bulldog. Ghostkeeper says, man, I got the Kaiser Bulldog in today. Best action on any knife I've ever had, period. I'm a thumbhole fan, but best thumb stud knife along with the Kubi Momentum I've experienced. Perfect EDC. I haven't checked that one out yet. I might need to do that. The Knight's Edge What's up, Neil? What's up, Neil? Good to see you, brother. He says, where's the pit vipers? Who the hell even are you? My pit vipers are in the car, okay? Neil is referencing my very first video ever where I was wearing pit vipers and headphones. I don't know who I was trying to be. I looked super goofy. I might need to remake my first video ever, just as kind of a redemption type of thing, and also to see what people say. Like, you guys in here will know that it's a remake, but the majority of people out there, on YouTube might be like, how does this guy have nearly 10,000 subscribers? What a clown. Get him off stage. I might have to do that. I might have to bust out the pit vipers, flip the hat backwards, and put on my Beats by Dre and see if it works. Oh, that would be goofy. Dusty Flew, what's up? He says, I'm putting a Manix 2 lightweight into applied weapon tech skills tonight. Any advice? Yes. Be patient when it comes to making sure that the ball bearing for that ball bearing lock is put back in correctly, because it sucks if you're not sure. Double check it, because it sucks to get everything back together and then realize that your knife does not actuate the way that it's supposed to. So when I did my disassembly of my Manix 2, I did my mods to it. The only issue I had was that the ball bearing was not placed back in correctly the first time. I had to take it all apart again, double check it, put it back together, and it was just make sure the ball bearing is put back in before you slap the other handle scale back on, because it might not be fully engaged in its little socket pocket, and you can still put the other scale on, but you'll know because you won't be able to actuate it if it's not put back in correctly. So be patient. It's better to take a little bit more time, specifically when placing the ball bearing lock back together, than to rush it because you're excited and then have to take everything apart and put it back together again. That's the only advice that I have. McRanger says, Rollshambo, I respect a $400 to $500 knife. The only problem is trying to explain to my wife why I need it. You know what I've learned? The longer that conversation goes, the less likely it is to be successful. Yeah. Anyways, Mad Yako says, I love it. I need some Vipers. Man, I don't think people would understand. I really don't. Anthony Kitchen says, let's have a giveaway. That was the coolest Rollshambo. Hi, Jim. The one with the pit vipers, we will have a giveaway once the channel reaches 10,000 subscribers. And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a big one. I'm really excited about that. Hey, Tom Cook, he knows. He says, Manix 2 disassembly, pay attention how the ball goes into the cage and how the cage is oriented. That's Tom knows. Absolutely. Hey, Darkwater Actual, welcome in, man. Good to see you guys. Have you checked out Darkwater Actual's channel? Check out Darkwater's channel. And when you do, tell him Rolls said, hey. All right. Hold on. I feel like my chat got reassembled and disassembled and changed because all of a sudden I feel like I'm missing all of these membership anniversary shout outs. So I'm just going to highlight them all. We're going to go one by one. Bluetooth Blades for 6 months. Rebel Rouser for 2 months. I guess it got the sticker pack today. It's awesome. Dude, fantastic. Thank you, man. Top Dog, 21 months. 21 months. Top Dog. I don't know if, like, is Top Dog the longest standing channel member? I might have to do some deep dives on that today. He might be. He was in the, I know this, Top Dog was in the first 3 channel members this channel has ever had. So Top Dog, a special thank you from me to you. Thank you so much for everything that you do for rolling with the channel for 21 months. Ron Crow, thank you for being a channel member for 3 months. Says, what streaming software do you use? I use something called Streamlabs, which is not to be confused with what most knife channels use, which is called StreamYard. So, for example, the difference is Streamlabs is a program that's based off of something called OBS, or Open Broadcast System. It's an open source video recording setup thing. Streamlabs takes that and basically makes it more user-friendly by giving it a graphic user interface. You still have to set up everything, but that's what I use. So I use something called Streamlabs. So if you're interested, go on YouTube. There's a ton of tutorials out there. It's way more in depth, but the difference is a lot of other channels use StreamYard because they can get a free version of it and it puts it up on their screen and everything, right? You can put comments on the screen, which I had to learn a trick to do that. See how your comments on the screen? I had to learn a trick to do that. And but with StreamYard, because it's on a website, you're streaming from a website to YouTube. Even if you pay for the premium version, if you have a high quality camera like I do, it will still dumb down the quality just a little bit. And that bothers me so much because I go through great pains to make sure that my voice recording is as quality as it can be, that my video is as quality as it can be. And I refuse to pay for that only to have it dumbed down. So if you're interested in knowing what I use Streamlabs, and you can get it for free. Yeah, you can get it for free. You have to do all the setup, which is a pain, but you can get it for free. NFK20 is a channel member for 3 months. Says, oh snap, oatmeal raisin cookies.
Epic fail.
No oatmeal raisin cookies in this live stream. Jay Korskinen, thank you for being a channel member for 13 months, Jay. Says, this is Farda.
This is Sparta! Oh, yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, Jay, for riding and supporting with the channel for 13 months. Damn. All right. Hey, Neil McKenzie is a channel member for 10 months. Thank you, Neil. The Pons says, the membership longer than my last relationship. For 2 months. Thanks, Pons. Appreciate all the support, brother. Ed B says 1 month until Roll eats raisins. Then he promised. If I eat some raisins on the live stream, will you guys stop giving me such a hard time about it? Or did I screw the pooch, metaphorically speaking, by letting everyone know that I dislike raisins? I did that one time. I just said I didn't like raisins, and you guys ran with that. Hey, Jay, thank you so much for the $2 super. Says, did stickers go out? I did not get a notification. Yes, the stickers have all gotten shipped out. Since I have to ship across the border, they say that you only need like 2 forever stamps here in the US to send something to Canada. But for you, I doubled up on it and I did 4. So that will definitely be enough. But those got mailed out 3-4 days ago. How long will it take for my stickers to pass customs? You'll have to tell me. But yes, they have in fact been mailed out. Folks here in the US have already started to receive theirs. Yours should be getting to you hopefully soon. Again, I have no idea. I've never actually mailed something to another country before. So this is a new experience for me. You'll have to let me know when you get them. But yes, they have in fact been mailed out. All right, going back to my regular chat now, guys. Thank all the channel members. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It truly does mean a lot. Craig Vincent says, Rolls, the production values of your channel is what made me stay when I first stumbled upon it. Thank you. You know, I've received a lot of flack over the last couple of years from other channels who say, oh, you know, no edit gang. You know what no edit gang is to me? It says that either you don't know how to, you don't want to learn how to, you don't have the time to, or you don't care to. One day, the shelf life of this channel will expire. Like the world's Twinkie meter will eventually expire. And when that day happens and nobody decides to watch my content anymore, at the very least, I want to be able to look back at my library of episodes and be proud of what can be found there. That is what's important to me. And that's why I take the extra step to make sure that everything that I put out is at least produced in quality, or at least at the highest quality that I am currently capable of. I'm hoping that a year from now, I look back at videos I created right now, and I think, wow, the channel has come a long ways, because I am constantly trying to figure out how to improve the quality of this channel's content. So, Greg, thank you, man. Appreciate those words. I really do. Lone Star says, Raisin Mukbang, this is the way. I will take your word for it. I will take your word for that. Mad Yako says, I made the Hanks already, just no labels yet. You make Hanks? I might have to reach out to you. Ed B says, I'm only here for the raisins. I would believe that. Ed B is a connoisseur and collector of raisins. Some might say that he just bought several grapes and forgot that they were on his windowsill. Who am I to judge what you do with your perfectly good grapes? Hey, what's up, Kevin Smith and Knives? Good to see you. All right, guys. All right, so it's time. It's time that we head on over to the members only Discord. Guys, if you are a channel member and you do not know what Discord is, it's kind of like a message board online, and it's a place where the channel members can go and share their pocket checks. They can share information about knives. They can share their day. They can talk about whatever they want. I also have my Steel Snobs steel comparisons sheet listed there for download. I also frequently let people know about new knife drops, and not just me, other people post there too. We have a knife yard sale thread. I don't know where I was going with that. It's a cool message board for channel members. And you know what? Instead of talking about it, I can just show you what I'm talking about. And I'm going to scroll up to the very first pocket check today. Wow, there's a decent amount of them today too. Hold on. I'm going to start from the very first one. All right, 3, 2, 1, boom. Here we go. And today we're starting off with Lefty Knife Guy says small switchblade Saturday. Very nice. Is that the ProTech SBR? Love that. Les George design. It's a classic banger. Barbarian Brawny coming in hot with his carry. Of course, he's got the Zahn. He's got the beer bomb. He's got the iPhone. That's how you know he didn't take that picture on his iPhone, because he's holding it. Always making it look easy, but I can tell you that it's not. Hell of a carry, Brawny. Love it, man. Absolutely love it. Bluetooth blades. Right underneath it, he says, my third attempt to have Rollo show this XM18 3.5 inch. All right, we're going to zoom in for you, man. Look at that. Look at that beautiful American made XM18 3.5 inch. But more importantly, look at the background behind that. What a gorgeous shot. The water, he's on the water, or at least next to it. That picture kind of makes me want to hop in a boat, do some fishing. That looks great, man. Thanks for sharing. And then, of course, he also carried the Combat Troodon Gen 3, and then his... See, this is what I'm talking about. That, by the way, beautiful TRM Neutron 2. Everyone's got the regular non-DLC version. Like, they did a batch of these, and I haven't seen anybody posting that they have the one with the DLC. That's a great carry, though. I approve. Do approve. Nick T. Ooh, he's got the Devo Fireball in the 80s camo carbon. And then, of course, the CKF Evo 3. I think, I honestly, I can't tell the difference between the Evo 3 and the Evo 2. Just going to throw that out there. Ian Coates coming in hot. That's a good one. I recognize that beauty anywhere. That's the American Blade Works Model 2. Gorgeous knife, Ian. I approve. Metaphorically speaking, my hat's off to you. I don't actually take my hat off because nobody wants to see that. Beautiful knife, man. Love it. What a great carry. Warrior Guild is coming in hot with a civivi that I do not recognize. I've kind of gone away from civivis recently, but that's a beautiful one. Which civivi is that? Okay, it's the Mini Asticus. Okay. The Asticus. I don't know how to say that. Is it Asticus or I don't know. We're going to let it drop. The Pawns got the Spyderco. That's the Pokey, right? Is it the Pocky or the Pokey? It's the designer is Japanese. That's what I know. It's a tiny little knife, fifth pocket carry, and you can flip the backspacer out to look like a dog's tail. It's adorable. Freaking adorable. And they're not cheap either. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Spyderco Pokey. It's a CH Pocky. Look at that. On sale, $231. And what do you get? S45VN, titanium, frame lock. Look at that. Made in Taiwan, but designed. I'm positive that the designer's Japanese. Oh, it's Pochi. Pochi, not Pokey. Pochi. My bad. Yeah, the Japanese knife maker, Kazuyuki Sakurai. I probably butchered that as well. Sorry, Kazuyuki. My bad. Anyways, it's adorable. It's probably the most adorable knife I've ever seen in my life. I bet it also cuts really well too. TC Blade says, kept it light today, out running errands with the dog. Nice. Oh, look at that puppy. Look at the puppy. What a beautiful German Shepherd. Followed up by a ZT. I recognize that one, but I'm going to forget the model number. ZT needs to just give model names. Model names, Kershaw, not model numbers. We'll zoom in. It's the 0990. There it is. All right. Kaleidoscope and Knives. He's also carrying a Fireball, but also a Devo Nip on the Forest Hanks with some Fireball directly behind it. Very nice. And he's also near the water. Not on the water. He's near the water. Love it. And Wicked Dream Designs. Ooh. It's the Brian Brown MV2, BBMV2 monochrome. Look at that. Did you know that Wicked Dream Designs modifies knives? If you didn't, you should, because the man does amazing work. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. With the Timascus clip and everything. Love it. All right, we've got Lefty Knife Guy with a custom colored Inkosi. Inkosi Tanso. Are you doing some anno work? Look at that. What color? What color are we going? Mark P, he's got the something obscene Lek. The Lek, Lek. That's a knife that I've always wanted to check out. Always. But I want to check out the one. They did these with a, you can get them with a chisel grind. Or at least you could have. I think they did one run. For some reason, I don't think they were that popular. Or at least if they were, there was some left over that ended up going on sale at like Knife Joy. In fact, real quick, I'm curious. If I go to Knife Joy right now, can I still find those on sale? I've wanted to check one of those out for the longest. They still have them. Maybe they did multiple runs. On sale, $325. Do they have the chisel grind? Double beveled satin. Okay. So none of these are the chisel grind. That's too bad. $325. There's something about this knife that is really intriguing to me, and I don't know what it is. Maybe they'll go even further on sale if they make it to Black Friday. Anyways, I love it. I think it looks great. I love the distressed look on the black titanium. And, of course, the hand satin finish. Beautiful. Dazed has got his Spyderco Manix 2. Which scales are those? Which scales? You know I love the knife. Which scales? Jim Miller. All right. He's got the ProTech Mordax. He's got the Tempest Microburst and the Omizio Fixie. I knew I was going to... I like the look of that Fixie. Look at that. That looks stupidly slicey on that fixed blade. How much do those cost? Where do you get one of those? Omizio fixed blade. It's this one, right? Omizio compact neck knife. All right. I'll have to look into that later. But Jim, I'm very, very much interested in seeing if I can find one of those for myself. Small fixed blades are quickly becoming a thing. Love the change of scenery. As everyone out near the water today, everyone but me. It's too cold here in Colorado to go out to the water. Oh, look at that. Ed's got a good one. It's the Concept Cassowary. That one also looks very familiar, Ed. Probably the best looking Concept Cassowary in the 80s camo carbon fiber. And look at how well done that is. You get blue, you get purple, you get green. Excuse me, not purple, that's pink. You get blue, pink, and green. You know, one of the great things about contouring with camo carbon fiber is that you're going to get all the colors. When it's slab style like this, you never know what you're going to get. It's basically a box of chocolate. But when they do the contouring like that, you get the orange, the purple. Why do I keep saying purple? Orange, the pink, the green, the blue. Contouring on camo carbon fiber is the best. Look at that. Look at that. That was one of my favorite knives that I sold during the Scary Good Knife Sale. Love it, Ed. Great photos. The pivot does remind me of the pivot that you get on the McNeese, the Spyderco McBee, the McNeese design. That's what that pivot reminds me of. 100%. Rebel Rouser says today's carry. That is going to be the premium Devo Pony Stout. He's got the TPK Ohio River Jack. That's an Olight Baton 4. I'm going to miss on the Kaiser fixed blade. Sorry. And then a Ridge wallet. Very nice. Very nice. Classy. And then, of course, this is what I carried today. My Quiet Carry 9, as well as the TRM Neutron 2. Love this knife, guys. This one is fantastic. And I'm proud of that photo. I thought that photo came out good. I took that today, just so you know. All right, Kevin Smith with a little USA love. But were all of these in your pocket, Kevin? Oh, he's got the Dave Ridbaum. That's the Kingdom Armory at the top. Which one is that? That's not the Rogue, is it? That's I recognize that one. It's the one on the very top is the Kingdom Armory. Hold on. Kingdom Armory knives. It's a Dave Ridbaum design. And if I'm not mistaken, because I looked into these, I believe that it's designed by David Ridbaum, same guy that does the Spyderco stovepipe, you know, or the Bill the Butcher for his own knives. Is it the Rogue? Is that the same one? $485. I believe these are made. It's the Mini Rogue. Did I actually get it right? Hot damn. Yeah, it's 100. Also made 100% in-house at Chad Nichols' shop in Blue Springs, Mississippi, USA. $484. $485. I'm very tempted to try one of these out. I've been looking at these. The one thing that's kind of a bummer to me is they're not very big. They're not very big. 6 3/4 inches when open. So it's just shy of 7 inches. So it's not very big. That's the only thing that's kept me from doing that. $485. Anyways, is that the Mini Rogue? Let me know. We got a McNeese Mac 2. We got a Flourishes Spartan Harsey folder. We've got a Inkosi, also known as the Sebenza 25. For those that know, you know. We've got, is that a modified TRM Atom? Crazy Town. Harpoon Tanto XM18. Is that a 3.5 inch Harpoon Tanto? Damn. Of course, microtech stitch ram lock, and then that's a Sawtooth, right? At the very bottom, the Sawtooth folder. Drinkwater's got the Tanto Umnums on, the Native 5 Warncliffe, and the Spyderco McBee. Very solid carry right there. Craig Vincent's got he's got the 8010. The one in the very front is an SRM something. I'm not super familiar with SRM, but he's carrying a lot per usual, and I approve. One sneaky B, he's got the CKF Davlis, gorgeous knife. Chef Rocky's got the Compadre. Yeah, I believe that's the Compadre, the small one. You did not EDC a chef's knife. Although you are Chef Rocky, so we'll allow it. The Sunico chef's knives. It's gorgeous. I could tell that that's probably super expensive too. And then of course the Vosteed Nightshade. Very cool. TC blades with the Tanto Umnums on with the, is that a mirror polish on the tip? I like it, man. Freddie G says, today was my purple day. Rob Johnson Cedar and SPK Lamia. Look at that. Gorgeous. The Rob Johnson Cedar is definitely something that I need to check out at some point. I love the way that they do the milling on those blades. Like knife makers and manufacturers, we love the 3D milling lines on the blades. Do more of that. It's awesome. We love it when you do that. Do more. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Southpaw carried the Spyderco Smock, the Kaiser October, Spyderco Yojimbo 2, and of course the Kaiser Veritas. Great lineup. All right. And this, we got a video on this one. It's a Max Ace. I'm going to get that one wrong. The Max Ace OTF. Mad Yako with a crazy Bowie knife in the background. Check that out. Crazy Bowie knife. It's hard to identify the other two, but love that Bowie knife from Damascus. And then Reckless Precision, of course, with the Strider, the ProTech Strider PT Plus, and a super cool pocket watch. I dig that. And guys, we made it all the way through, and it wasn't too terribly bad. I got most of them, right? Most of them? I think so. All right, back to the chat. Back to the chat. Hey, shout out to Knives Fast. How's it going, Casey? Good to see you, man. What's up, Casey? All right, I'm going to scroll up just a little bit. I'm not going to go up all the way. Knives Fast says, Pit Vipers, please. They're in my car. If you guys really want me to pop on the Pit Vipers, I'll do it. I'm not afraid anymore. That's why I took them off. You know, I did the first video because my very first video on the channel, I'm wearing Pit Vipers and headphones because I was uncomfortable being on camera. Like, I have experience doing live radio, not doing video that you could send to potentially, you know, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. And when that reality sunk in, when I was recording my first video, I put on big old visor, sunglasses, and headphones because I was uncomfortable. After that first video, I decided I was never doing that again. And I watched that video as a reminder that in order to become better than you currently are, you have to become comfortable being uncomfortable. So one day, maybe one day soon, I'm going to remake my very first video ever, and I will be wearing Pit Viper glasses and headphones. And I wonder how many people are going to catch that. Crazy Roach says, I almost got 1K in pre-orders trying to buy no new knives till these arrive. That's a lot of pre-orders, bro. That's a lot. I totally understand. Ian says, I put my knife on a pile of leaves. I'm not near the water. Find a body of water as soon as you can, Ian. That's an order. Do it. The people need to see you out on the lake, on a boat. Make sure that it's a corrosion resistant steel. Ghostkeeper says Nightshade Vanker Lock dropping soon, must have. I have a feeling that Vosteed is saving a bunch of new releases for the end of the year and the start of the new year. I bet money on it. I would definitely bet on that. All right. Sean, what's up, man? He says nines are available in black camo right now. Yeah. So there's actually, hold on one second. Quiet Carry. Quit. Let's try that again. QuietCarry.com. So I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form. They've never sent me anything to review. Nothing. I love their knives. The Quiet Carry 9 is one of my favorite knives. Period. And these are frequently sold out everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean their website, because that's pretty much the only place I've seen them ever sell. The 9. This version is sold out. This is the Sea Swirl. Last year's version, which was what I had before, still beautiful. That's also sold out. What's available is this black one, as Sean was saying. And still beautiful. I prefer the C-Swirl. I'll be honest. I think that this is the best. That is my opinion. Plenty of people like the black carbon fiber. Last year they did them in MagnaCut. This year they're in Vanax Super Clean, which is a very cool steel. It's not as tough as MagnaCut, but it's more corrosion resistant and it's slightly more wear resistant, which is a really great combination. And you don't see Vanax all that often. Yeah, so that's available. The other one that's available is the Drift LCT. And if you don't know what LCT stands for, it stands for Large Contoured Titanium. I believe, and please feel free to correct me in chat if I'm wrong, but I believe that the previous version of the Drift LC was not the LCT, it was the LC, because the show side was G10 and they've changed it. So now the show side is titanium. It's all titanium, but it's contoured titanium, whereas previous versions of the Drift were slab style. Again, contoured titanium, which is what you get on the 9, will always be more comfortable in hand than slab style because it's contouring and it will fit in the palm of your hand better. It's much more comfortable. Also, I believe previous iterations of the large Drift, or at least the LC, had a wire clip. Now, of course, they have a same clip as the 9, which is a deep carry 3D milled clip, which is not only a super easy clip to put in and out of your pocket, but it also is going to be more comfortable than a wire clip or a stamped clip. Like it's more comfortable than this clip, for example. But you get the clearance, you get the carry depth, you get the ergos. I think that it looks better. It doesn't look like a cheap paper clip. Here's the rub. It's $385. It's not cheap, but it is 3D milled titanium contoured handle scales from Taiwan. And currently, I think the best looking version is the raw version, or the plain Jane, I guess some people would call it. That's gorgeous. Now, some people are going to say, you know, thumb stud only. Some people are going to say the deployment hole only. I don't know. I think it looks really great. I really want to check one out. But for the record, the 9 with the C-Swirl, easily the best looking knife that Quiet Carry has put out. All right. Gas Station Knives Forever, what's up, man? He says that was the PP Neptune. The Neptune, that's right. Bluetooth Blade says, I got my wife a Kershaw live wired MagnaCut double edge dagger DLC for our 20th anniversary. Nice. Well done. Casey, you have a good rest of your night, brother. We will catch you on the flip side. Wow. I need to drink more water, snot rag. Yeah, man, I love Vanax. I really do. I really do. You know, a lot of people don't know this. I actually did a Steel Snobs video on Vanax, and it was one of my least popular Steel Snobs episodes. I mean, it still performed decently, you know, as far as knife video goes. But I really like that. If you guys haven't seen my episode on Steel Snobs for Vanax, do that. Go watch that. Bluetooth Blade says, I want the raw one. Yeah, that one is definitely the one that I would pick. Fred the Lug says, Vosteed has some bangers coming. They have a Gavco top liner lock knife coming. Yep. They have the V-Anchor Nightshade. There was another, but I don't remember the name. Yeah, they're doing a couple in the V-Anchor. And honestly, I'm just going to say this. Like, I don't know if Vosteed is watching my live streams or not, but if they are, Vosteed, focus more on your top liner locks and V-Anchor locks than any other lock type that you do. Do it. Whether it's a budget knife, like a Corgi, like I would love to see a top liner lock Corgi. I would. I guarantee you that a top liner lock Corgi would outsell the regular plunge lock corgi, 50 to 1. I just know. There's a reason why right now, if we were to go to, you know what? I'll just show you guys. Watch this. Vosteed, and I love Vosteeds. Vosteed's manufacturing is really good. They offer a great value. I love the fact that they're doing the top liner lock and the V anchor lock. They call their regular plunge lock the Trek lock. And as far as regular plunge locks go, it's good. But they stumbled on gold when they decided to start doing the top liner lock, aka their version of the compression lock, right? So check this out. If I was to go to pocket knives, right? And I was to go to, say, the Raccoon. The Raccoon is extremely popular. Oh, look, top liner lock, sold out. You know, it's not sold out is their crossbar style lock version. Yeah, or their regular, I think, do they do regular button locks on these anymore? They might not. They might just have the crossbar lock. Now, I have nothing against their crossbar lock. Their crossbar locks are good. But there is a very specific reason why you can pick any one of their crossbar locks, because they're available. But you cannot get one of their top liner locks. And I'll let you guys in on a little secret. So, like, I am focusing on doing more content on knives that excite me. So that might mean that I turn down more collaboration requests, even from companies that I'm already established with. Like, for example, I've reviewed a ton of Vosteeds, and I love Vosteed's lineup. I love their collection. Recently, they said, hey, would you be interested in checking out a Raccoon? Because you haven't reviewed one yet. And I said, yeah, absolutely. Specifically, I want to check out the top liner lock version of the Raccoon, because that's the one that excites me. And they said, we would love to send you one, but they're sold out. We only have the crossbar versions left. So here's the thing. I know that if I was to go ahead and review the crossbar version, I would be spending so much time during that episode thinking about and talking about the version that I didn't have. And that's why there's no Raccoon review video on my channel right now, because I know that even though the crossbar lock version is a good knife, right? I know that. And I know that for $59, it's going to be a great knife. But I know that the one that I'm actually interested in is the top liner lock variant. So, just being honest, it wouldn't feel right to me to review the crossbar lock version, knowing that the one that I really want to put on the channel is the top liner lock version. So that's a little bit of behind the scenes. When I say things like I want to focus my content on knives that I'm really interested in, that's what I mean. Like, I could have the crossbar style lock version here for review right now, but I'm waiting so that I can review the one that I'm really interested in. After I do that, maybe I'll get the crossbar style lock on the channel, but there's a reason why this one is sold out. And it's because not only are they good, they're really, really good. And people know that. So, bit of a monologue. Rollshambo is oversharing. Yet again. Laid Off Pete says they need Raccoons in aluminum with the top liner. Absolutely. I think they need a premium version of the Raccoon with the top liner. I would love to see carbon fiber, like a premium mid carbon fiber and LMAX Raccoon. Make it like $125, $125. That would be solid. Jim Miller says, I have the top liner lock Raccoon Rollshambo. Do you want to review it? I want to wait till I can buy one myself, because when I get one, I don't want to have to send it back to anywhere. So as soon as they come back in stock, I'm going to buy one. I appreciate the offer, Jim, but I know that I want to buy one. So that's what I'm waiting for. As soon as they come in stock, I'm going to throw my money at them and get one for the channel. That's the only way that I'm going to be satisfied, because I've wanted one for a minute, but They keep selling out. And then my focus is somewhere else. So as soon as they're back in stock, I've got notifications set up. I'm just going to go ahead and pick one up. $59. It's a no-brainer. Right? It's a no-brainer. Anyways, Mad Yako says, still need a white one. They have a white one? Where? They do have a white one, but it was the regular plunge lock design, the Trek lock, right? Interesting. I wonder, do they have it coming soon? Also, another knife that I think they should do as a premium is the Acorn. Yes. I love my Acorn. I want to see them do this in carbon fiber and LMAX. Carbon fiber and LMAX would be the way to go on this. Absolutely. He says white Bel Air. Mad Yako says he was talking about the white Bel Air. Okay, that makes sense. Anyways, you know what we haven't checked out in a while? Let's head over to White Mountain Knives. This is interesting to me. Is that a super lock? The Wii Tyro. Is that a super lock? Please tell me that's a super lock. $229. Yep, super lock. There it is. There it is, guys. Another knife with the super lock. Shout out to Snex, the knife designer / maker Snex, the man who originally designed the super lock, because he left it open source. He didn't do a utility patent on it, and he's on record saying, I wanted it to be open source so that if anybody wants to use my locking design, they can. And so for the longest time, we only saw Wii and Civivi, right, with the Vision R, which is a Snex design. And then shortly after, Tactile Knife Company with the Chupacabra, which I actually really liked, but I just didn't like the blade shape. And now Wii is going back. Is this one also a Snex design? It might be. It might be. Or they might just be using the lock, which is totally fine because he left it open source. $229. That's actually really cool. Overall length, 6.74.
Epic fail.
The community wants bigger knives. I've got plenty of smaller knives. I might still have to pick this one up regardless. That looks cool. That looks very cool. All right. Sorry, chat. I've kind of gone off the rails once again. Fred says it also doesn't help for you to review a knife that is not available or close to available. Yeah, I mean, so it kind of depends. There are knives that go in and out of stock. Like, for example, a knife like the TRM Neutron. These go in and out of stock, but they're staying in stock long enough for the people that are really hunting for one to get one. So I could do a review on this right now. I already have. And they might not be in stock now, but they could potentially help somebody figure out if they want to pick one up the next time they are available. You know, just because something is sold out now doesn't mean that it's always going to be sold out, or that it's not available somewhere else. Or on the secondhand market. A lot of people sleep on the secondhand market knives. And I can't tell you how much enjoyment I've also gotten out of watching videos from other channels on knives that are not available because they're customs or they're mid-techs or they're one-offs. You know, for example, these go in and out of stock all the time. All the time. The channel is not a shopping channel, and I want to be absolutely positive that I say that. My channel exists for me to share my love of the hobby, And sometimes that means talking about stuff that is not available because either it's on pre-order or it's discontinued. I try to give people an idea of things because sometimes people look at a video and they're trying to find out if they want to pick up whatever's being shown. But I'm not the shopping channel. This is a hobby channel where I post content to share my love for the hobby and for knives in general. That's also why I have my Steel Snobs content. Absolutely nobody buys anything based on my Steel Snobs content. And it happens to be my most popular content, which is ironic. Bluetooth Blade says, I would love a less George. I still need to get one. Fred says, no regular plunge lock. The Trek lock is the Thunderbird Corgi Valkyrie. I'm not sure if they do the Trek in any other knives. Yeah, they may have discontinued their regular plunge lock on most knives, and they might just be focusing on the top liner lock, and I hope that's the case. I still want a top liner lock Thunderbird. I don't know if that's possible with the blade shape. I'm grabbing my Thunderbird. I don't know if that's possible with the blade shape because you have to have a cutout that allows for the top liner lock. It's fantastic. I mean, the Trek lock really is a super smooth actuating button lock. I just like their top liner lock better. I think that most people do. I don't know if it works with the Thunderbird or not, but I really wish that they would make a top liner lock version, or if not, a Vanker lock or a V anchor lock version of the Thunderbird. That would be really cool too. Commander Fox, what's up? He says, I'm debating getting an ultratech in a specific color blade shape that I've been looking at for a while now. Would you recommend pulling the trigger on it or waiting for the Gen 3? Love the videos, by the way. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. So here's the thing. Everybody's waiting on the Gen 3 ultratechs. What that means is that it's going to be very difficult to get a Gen 3 ultratech. We've seen this with the release of the LUDT Gen 3. We saw this with the release of the microtech Stitch and the MSI. They stayed sold out everywhere, and they were being bought and picked off by scalper software and people who had their fingers on the trigger immediately. I tried to get an LUDT Gen 3 for a solid 4 months before I finally was able to get one on a non-publicized release at NC Blade. And only now, only within the last month or two, has everything calmed down and you're actually able to get, the LUDT Gen 3. You're talking about the ultratech Gen 3. This is going to be even worse. It's going to be even harder to get an ultratech Gen 3 because they're putting their no blade play updates in the ultratech Gen 3. Everybody is waiting for that. Everybody. So let's say apples to apples, right? If you don't care about blade play in your ultratech, which most people haven't for the longest time, the vast majority of OTF knives have some form of blade play, unless it's a Grant and Gavin Hawk deadlock or the prototype that microtech or the prototype that microtech released at Blade Show. There's very, very few OTF knives that can successfully. I know SOG did the, what was it, like the Pentagon or the Pentagram? I forget. SOG did an out the front that was supposed to be no play, but they had blade rub on the deployment. So long story short, if it was available and you could feasibly get your hands on it, I would say wait for the Gen 3. But the problem is that you could try your very hardest and you might be waiting for the Gen 3 could release tomorrow And it might be a whole nother year for you to actually get your hands on one, because every time they release, they're going to sell out and they're going to stay sold out for months and months and months. I guarantee it. If they released it tomorrow, it might be Thanksgiving of next year before you could actually feasibly get one, just because they're going to stay sold out. That's been kind of what we've seen with the microtech releases in 2024 and at the end of 2023. So personally, if you're okay with a little bit of blade play, now could be a great time to get in on an ultratech. It might still actually be worth waiting though, because for example, if you're okay with that, the moment the Gen 3s drop, the demand for the Gen 2s is going to be much less. It's going to be very much decreased. And so you're going to see better pricing on the last gen as soon as the Gen 3 drops. So my answer to you is this: wait. Okay? If you can get a Gen 3, get a Gen 3. Most people won't be able to. It's going to be very difficult for most people. But if you can't, once the Gen 3s have dropped and sold out, there will be much better pricing on the Gen 2s. It's always going to be that way. So you might as well wait and at least get a better price. That would be what I would do. In fact, I might do that and get a Hellhound Ultratech. I love my Ultratech. I just haven't carried it in forever because I have so many other knives. In fact, I got mine right here. I've got the Spartan Tanso. Love it. Absolutely love it. It was one of my first expensive knives. And yeah. So I think I'm going to wait for the Gen 3s to drop. And then when they do, I'm going to get a discounted Ultratech with the Hellhound blade. That's my plan. And that would be my suggestion to you. Hopefully that helps, Commander Fox. Let me know. Laid Off Pete says, waiting for third-party scales for the Bel Air. The Kershaw Bel Air? That's another one I haven't checked out recently. I have not checked it out, but I need to. Sean says, Vero's mini isotope is dropping on Thursday. I'm on the fence. It's a high cost for the integral, but it's really nice. All right. Let's show the good people what you're talking about. Vero mini isotope. Because people might not understand. It's a gorgeous knife. Look at that. And at first glance, you might be like, oh, you know, that looks cool, right? It looks cool. You know, looks like a lot of their other knives. And then you find out that it's an integral or an integral, however you pronounce it. Do they show from the spine? No, they don't. That's too bad. Look at that. You can get it fully blinged out in Damascus and what is that? Damasteel? I think so. Yeah, Damasteel. Personally, I like the plain Jane look. Personally. Plain Jane with satin, that is 100% the way to go. Absolutely. Love it. Bluetooth says, once the Gen 3 are on the market, you won't be able to sell the regular ones. I'd hold out. Yeah, I would. That's what I'm saying, man. I would wait to get, if you're okay with a regular Ultratech right now, you know, without the no play technology. And trust me, those are super reliable. Like people forget that the regular old microtechs that have had blade play for the longest time ever have been reliable. I mean, you could go watch, what's that guy's channel called? Like, X-Ring. That's right. You can go watch X-Ring's videos and he basically batons them through things. You know, these are knives that in theory should not be reliable, but he will do the craziest thing with his Ultratechs. And so I would wait. If you're okay with a Gen 2, I would wait, get a better price on it when the Gen 3s drop. You'll save yourself a lot of money. Maybe even secondary market. Just throwing that out there. Hey, Obi-Wan Shinobi says, once the Gen 3 are on the market, you won't be able to sell the regular one. Nope, that was Bluetooth blades. Obi-Wan Shinobi says, hello there, new to the knife community. Saw your live stream as an opportunity to connect more within the community. And I'll ask you what I ask EDC live streamers. What's your carry today? So you may have missed it because I went over this earlier, but in case you're just tuning in now, today I carried the Quiet Carry 9 in Van Axe and the Sea Swirl carbon fiber. Love this knife. And then, of course, my other knife that I carried today was this guy, the TRM Neutron 2 in the 3D milled titanium lizard skin handle scales, black DLC blade. I carried more than just knives, though. And since you asked, and since you're new, I'll show you what I carried for a flashlight. I gotta get it out of my pocket, though. Hold on. I'm still carrying it because I'm going to take the dogs out after the live stream. For a flashlight, I've got the Nightcore EDC 27. I got to restart my chat. What is going on? Hold on. And then, because I always like to carry a multi-tool, this just came out of my fifth pocket. This is the... Hold on. Had to restart my chat. Come on. Every time my chat does that. All right. We're fixing the chat. Obi-Wan Shinobi. Hang tight. Okay. It's back. I like carrying a multi-tool. The O-Pry 2. This is an Olight product. Titanium. You get a bottle opener. You get a ratchet. You get a Torx driver, or rather, you get a hex bit driver. So they give you these little double-sided bits that just kind of store like that. Torx T6, Torx T8, Phillips, flathead. Between my chat crashing and me just dumping my O-Pry 2 bits all over the place, yeah, it might be about that time. But yeah, that was my carry today. Quiet Carry 9, TRM Neutron 2, Nightcore EDC 27, and the O-Pry 2. Oh, yeah. I got a pen too. This is the billet spin pen in zirconium and titanium accents. That was my full carry today. And now you know. Laid Off Pete says, O-Knife Otical 2 mini tie is my daily pry bar carry. Nice, man. That's solid. All right, guys. It is about that time. So we're going to go ahead and kill the music. Thank you for joining me on another successful Saturday live stream. Whether you're new to the channel, whether you've been here forever, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, for watching the live streams, for subscribing, for commenting on the regular content. I do have more regular content coming out soon. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go check out my most recent video, which is on this guy. This is the Fintiso Falcon. It's a nice budget knife. I did a disassembly on it as well as a cut test. It's a good one for $48. That's my most recent content. If you're wondering, Rollshambo, when will you be live again next? My live streams happen every Wednesday and Saturday, unless I cancel one for some reason. But I will be live this next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I hope you can make it. If not, I totally understand. So for some of you guys, I will see you soon. For everybody else, have a good weekend. We'll check you later.